Good morning, welcome back to Everyday Struggle. Grab your mic pack. How you guys doing?
Keeping it ghetto over here, that's what we doing. Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's good with y'all, man.
I feel good.
Yep.
I feel up and awake.
Beautiful Tuesday here.
Yeah, I only slept about 4 hours, but I'm good.
The usual.
Listen, man, I had to go check my passport and all my documents last night. Make sure they ain't trying to deport a nigga like me either, man. Trust me. All my immigrants, trust me. We know what's up. We know what's up. They ain't gonna get me.
Oh man, look, so 21
ridiculous.
Savage is still having a lot of issues. So since he was arrested on Sunday, we've had several conflicting reports about his nationality and legal status. The Daily Mail published his birth certificate allegedly, which says he was born in East London in 1992. They also claim he lived in England for 12 years before moving to Atlanta with his mother. But 21 Savage's co-managers are adamant, saying that he has lived in Atlanta for a longer time than that, saying that they went to elementary school together, etc. TMZ reports that one of his attorneys says that ICE is actually trying to unnecessarily punish 21 and intimidate him into giving up his right to fight to remain in the United States. Just unfortunate in general. We're still hoping he gets everything worked out. What do you guys think about all the conflicting reports about this?
You know what? I look at it overall because I think, after the first couple jokes flew the first day on social media, now everyone, they're like, well, this goes to show he wasn't honest and he wasn't forthcoming about, even if he is from, because it's not that big of a deal if he really was born in the UK or if he was really born in Dominica, right? It's not a big deal. But people thought or think he should be mad forthcoming. And I gotta give everybody the news, I don't know if most of you niggas don't know immigrants, you don't know the immigrant plight. When you're going through that process or you might be illegal, that's a very secretive thing. You ain't telling a motherfucking soul. You gonna get it how you live it, and especially a guy like that who gets thrusted into fame. Yeah, you're not gonna be publicizing where you really from, okay? Not that you trying to lie. You're really not trying to get the government. Look at how y'all niggas online, right? I seen a nigga get a baby picture of him last night. I don't know how they getting these pictures. They find all type of stuff. All I'm gonna say is I understand why he never spoke on it before, because when you're trying to figure shit out, it's a real tricky, like the way how they have the law set up is you don't get to be legal and chill here and figure it out. They're like, go back to where you from, go join the line. You know how Trump and them give it up. So again, I understand why he wasn't that forthcoming with whatever the situation is. Of course, we're seeing conflicting reports. Is he from Dominica? Was he born in London?
Yeah. Yes,
I don't know.
The thing is, his team is saying essentially like he filed paperwork to try to legalize his status, and that kind of got him in trouble here, saying that because of the arrest, that's when they checked and finally decided to do something about it. But like you said, still, even if he's born overseas, you grew up in Atlanta, that's where like your foundation is, like what's the problem?
I see mad black Americans too, like immigrant shaming. I don't like that shit. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I seen them on like the joke's cool. Like, come on, we gotta get the jokes up. But they like really immigrant shaming, like, listen, regardless, even if you were born here, y'all all know the plight of just black people in general. Like, y'all can't be the ones who's immigrant shaming 21 Savage. And also, man, like, again, when you listen, just a personal story. I remember me and my brother, we got our citizenship through our mom. My oldest brother, he was too old to go through that process because, again, just educating some people who might not know about the process.
If you're over 18 and your parents are legalized, you're not. You're kind of like left out on your own today.
Yeah, if your mom comes over here, does all the right process to get you over here, called filing or whatever, you become citizens automatically. So that was me and my brother. My oldest brother, who was too old for that, he was left without papers, can't really work. He has to take these odd jobs, no benefits, basically just kind of paying off the books type of shit. That shit is very stressful. I remember seeing him in tears. This is my oldest brother. So like I identify with the plight of 21 Savage, and I hope everything works out. As far as where he was really from, I don't think that really matters in the grand scheme of things. I don't see not one nigga from Atlanta saying, yo, this nigga was lying. Yeah, he came from somewhere at some point of his life when he was young. That's what we know. Yeah. I guess if we really care, is he from the UK or if he's from Dominica, I guess, like we're trying to figure everything out now. Yeah. But I don't think it should be an indictment on him and we should hold it against him that he didn't tell us from the get-go.
Well, I don't think he's, I don't think it's a thing that he didn't tell from the get-go. 21 Savage does not seem like a person that offers up information for no reason, right? And especially if he's him being young and coming over here, I'm pretty sure his mom probably told him like, yo, you can't talk about this shit. Like, you can't, not to get himself in trouble.
Right.
And he's
That's
very,
like a fair, when you're an immigrant, when somebody start asking you about papers, that's
no, I got an aunt that's Jamaican, and she's like, but she grew up in London. Like, she was born in Jamaica, lived in Jamaica, and then grew up in London, so she has like a Jamaican London accent. Yeah. And like, when she came over here with one of my cousins, it was like hard to get him passed over, because I think, where was he born? I think he might have been born in Jamaica. Like, she went back to Jamaica and had him. And then when she brought him over here, it was like tough for her to do that because she had bounced around. But I mean, he said my dad is from St. Lucia, or an island by St. Lucia, right? And his mom is from Dominica. It's like, I don't look at him as lying, or, I would kept my shit under wraps too, because I don't want to get deported.
Yeah, exactly. I went through a very similar situation like Ak's brother did, but still I'd been living here for a long time, went to elementary school, junior high school, college. You weren't going to tell me I wasn't from Brooklyn at that point.
I seen a Mexican dude one time, no bullshit, get hit by a car, and like, they was trying to call an ambulance, and he begged them, like, don't call the ambulance. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm gonna be all right, I'm gonna walk it off. And we like, no, you just got hit by a fucking car, because he didn't want to get deported. So that's a very big issue. But I think the biggest thing is that we just gotta hope he could get up out of there. I heard something that because he has 3 children born in the U.S., that qualifies him to get a citizenship. But also, we just seen French Montana just now get a citizenship, like, I think it was last year. He been living here his whole time. He from Morocco. But his mom, I don't think his mom can even live over here anymore.
You know what though, like, just like with Meek with prison reform, I think this brings another important social issue to the forefront that, we would have never thought a hip hop artist would be dealing with.
Right.
But we're dealing with this shit now. So it becomes something that we're now focused on, and it seems that we'll get at least education on the matter. Because sometimes people, when it doesn't affect you personally, like, we don't give a fuck about that, right? If you're not going to jail or you never got a charge when you're young, you'd be like, all right, well, me going through that's on that nigga. But when you see it on that type of level, and then you start identifying like, oh shit, there is an injustice and this system's messed up, makes you look at it differently. Again, and that's why, I empathize with 21. When I first came over here, it was right before 9/11. Man, after 9/11,
Well, now I got crazy.
Man, it's like they were running around grabbing immigrants, like just snatching them off. So we were scared as shit.
Well, there is a documentary that I seen that was like about ICE, and like ICE basically, they're really heavy in the South, specifically like Alabama and stuff, and they was saying how like, they basically like stop and frisk people. Like they see a person that's of brown descent or whatever, and like Mexican people, and they run down on them, ask them if their papers is right, and if they not, they just round them up. And the crazy thing was they was talking to a lot of people down there who run farms and everything, and it was like they're losing their business because they're losing workers because of that. But it's just really unfortunate to see what he's going through. I hope he can get through it. And it's crazy that as soon as something is going so good for you, some bullshit happens. It's like he's in the best position of his career, and then now some bullshit happens. But it's all about how him and his team handles it more than anything.
And to keep it real, it's not something that they were just like, fuck it, we don't care. Like, you can see clearly they were trying to handle it. Again, the same situation in terms of what happened with me. When I spoke to his team, they said that kind of happened with him. Because some of his brothers, they got their stuff right. His paperwork got lost in the mix. So he had to do it as an adult. Of course, other real life stuff happens, felonies, there's other stuff. And, there was an incident where he was considered a victim. I heard that kind of helped him stay in the States longer.
When he got shot, right?
Yeah. So when you're classified a victim in a crime like that, they're not gonna just deport you. But they've been working with the proper people or whatever. And I'm really just hoping this gets solved quick.
The biggest thing about this is that everybody's really, really, really thrown off because they didn't know about his private life.
Right.
I think that's what was really shocking to people, to see that he has
People
a mom.
just shot that his dad is a doctor.
Yeah, his dad, that his dad is a doctor. But I mean,
I got a theory on all that.
But I think people are just so shocked because you wouldn't think for that to come from 21. Like, we never heard like any type of accent come from him. But it's like that doesn't. Nobody's challenging, like you said, nobody in the land is challenging where he's really from. And he probably did come here as a little kid. Even like with Meezy, his manager saying that he knew him since he was young. Maybe we can't get too much information on him because they were trying to hide it, like his mom, like so that he could be here.
Yeah, and again, it's like Ak said, so we're watching TV, all the things you hear about immigration are Trump and his stupid border wall.
Right.
But this makes it so much more relatable, I feel like, to like your everyday fan.
Yeah, if you ask me, and I think people, just because like we're in this new age of like exposing someone, damn, yo, he was lying. If you ask me, just seeing what I see, I think his mom probably met his father, maybe in the UK, whatever happened, they had a relationship. That's how he was born. And then afterwards, you know, they separated. She went over here. He doesn't have a relationship with his father. She came over here. Again, you're trying to become a citizen. Yeah, you're on the low level. You get me?
Hell yeah.
Of course. And I seen people analyzing accents and stuff. Yeah, she probably resided in the UK for a while, but that's
why her voice sounds.
Her accent sounds like it's mixed a little bit with Caribbean and British.
Right.
To be honest. So if she's, do I doubt that she's actually from Dominica? No, but. Think about it. We're on a fucking, not only hip hop show, but we're in hip hop, like checking out somebody's mom's accent. Yeah. That's how hard we go.
Crazy.
We going
crazy.
hard on
I know,
this.
but so
people online.
That's what's going on online. But look, there are a lot of people in the community also supporting him, right? So like the founder of the Black Lives Matter movement started a petition that you could go out and sign. So you could get your jokes off, like Ak said. But if you seriously care for him and want to see him like get free, you could go sign the petition. There's things that you could do to help and get educated about it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Nah, definitely.
Thank you for sharing your stories, Akademiks. We appreciate it. So we're sending prayers to 21 and his team, hoping everything works out well. In the meantime, let's check out some new music. We had a lot of releases last week, including a new single from Gunna called One Call from his upcoming project, Drip or Drown 2, produced by Turbo. We don't know when the official project's coming, but he teased it soon. What do you guys think of this new release?
You know, Gunna was my pick for Rookie of the Year last year. But you know, I went to a show when I was in Atlanta. I ain't gonna front, yo. They love Baby out there. Like, I mean, stadium, word for word for word. But
you had time to go to a show. I thought you were in Atlanta just for a day.
Nah, I was out there for like 3 days. I was out there from I was out there Thursday to Sunday.
In the strip clubs, nigga.
I did go to strip clubs. I did. I mean,
that's part of the Atlanta experience. I ain't mad.
I was in the studio. I went to strip club and I went to the club.
You was throwing money or you was just chilling?
Nah, I wasn't throwing no money.
Okay.
I actually, when they started throwing money,
I blew the everyday struggle check already, like $5 bills, and that's
I was around a few people throwing money. I was like, let me get out because I don't want to be on the shade room or nothing around all these naked women. You know what I mean?
Yo, I wonder what a strip club, like, say you in there with rappers and they throwing mad money. You kind of like just like, all right, bro, let me hold one of like a couple stacks of these hundreds.
Are rappers generous?
No,
with their
Akademiks.
singles?
No, that's not. You don't pick up nobody else's bread. No, that's.
Bro,
you have to learn strip club etiquette. You don't pick up nobody else's bread. Especially off the floor.
No, not off the floor.
You mean like if somebody got they stack?
Bro, if I go to a strip club with a rich ass motherfucker, I remember seeing Drake in the strip club and he was giving his man's money. Like, yo, I can't be the only nigga throwing money.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, if you
throwing money brings attention.
But a rapper wouldn't hand you a stack?
Yeah, if you in the strip club.
I mean, rappers, my homies, like, I'm talking about dudes that just out here getting money do that to you. But for me personally, I don't throw money. Like, it brings too much attention. I don't like it.
Wayno's like, I don't do none of this.
Club, I'm thinking, hey, hold on, let me just.
I fuck with Gunna's record.
They played it?
Focus.
Nah, they ain't played that joint when I was out there, but I'm fucking with it.
What are they playing in the strip club right now?
Shit, man. I mean, a lot of Future. When I was out there,
there's
a lot
album?
of Future. Yeah, they played a few joints of his new album. They played a lot of like thuggish shit. Of course, Baby and like QC, they got to land on a smash.
They run the whole city.
They got to land on a smash. But it was just dope to be like I think like for people who are very judgmental about the South, you got to go down there and really see it. And if you see it and see like the culture they building, I'm just not just strip club, but I'm just talking about like overall how they're building, how they're empowering each other to build shit. From music to like regular businesses, it's gonna inspire you because I came back inspired. Like I gotta get my shit together.
It is. I've always heard that in Atlanta specifically, the strip clubs are the A&R to the street. So like if you don't hear it in the strip club, like records get broken.
Yeah, no,
in the
absolutely.
Strip club. Like Notoriously 2 Chainz had this shit broken in there. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like is that still? Do you feel like that's still a pulse down there?
Well, I mean, when I was there, I really wasn't paying attention to see if it was any new shit I heard, but I did hear like. Songs that like I heard the Baby, the kid from Charlotte. I heard some of his shit.
He been
I fuck with him heavy, but I heard some of his shit playing. But I'm talking about like new artists that I had never heard of. As a matter of fact, it's another kid's named Kiki or something. I think they was playing a lot of different music that I hadn't heard, but they was playing on the radio as well. So it's kind of translating from strip club to radio, streets then radio, you know. But overall, it was a good experience this past weekend. But yeah, I'm waiting for a new Gunna project.
If New York police wouldn't do that to the New York strip clubs over here, maybe we'd have that.
Yeah,
nah, but the thing about New York is that like strip clubs is not our culture. Like you know what I mean? Like Atlanta, like strip clubs in Atlanta, that's their thing. Like for me, growing up, going to the strip club, you only thought you would go there like for your bachelor party or some shit. It wasn't like a thing to do every weekend. And I think that we, New York kind of adapted the strip club culture, trying to break music the way they did it, but they've been doing that shit way before we was even thinking about it, so it's a lot of catching up to do. And if you're not going down there, you're not gonna understand how it works for real. But overall, I think that we just need to figure out our own shit here. You know?
Well, we were trying to talk about this Gunna single.
I know, and then we get in the strip clubs and fucking businesses and all that.
No. I thought the song was kind of. I thought it was a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
I'm expecting like a mega smash from him right now. Like I feel like you kind of looked at him for like Rookie of the Year. Mm-hmm. I feel like he's been on that cusp. Definitely, I don't believe he's like in like Baby Shadow or nothing like that. But I feel like it's neck and neck, and I think it's his time to have like his solo moment.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for that song. I listened to the song, it was cool, but I'm like, I don't think this is the one. Like the smash. It's gonna do well. By the way, it's doing well. So it tells you his buzz already, where it's doing well, and I'm like, this is cool.
I think it's more of a warm-up record. Like I think it's kind of like more of a warm-up record, but at the same time, I think like Baby, I think that they're close musically, but as far as Baby as like an artist and where he's at overall, like he's way like further past Gunna. But I think that that's due to them also rolling out content. Like I've seen a documentary on Baby. We've seen more things with him as opposed to Gunna. Like Gunna is still, it's kind of like he's catching up to that. But I think he has all the ability. Like Drip season 3, I still one of the dopest mixtapes. I'm still listening to that shit. It's a year later already.
All right, let's see. I'm sure we'll get this project soon. In the meantime, we also got new music from Lil Pump. So we do have a date for his sophomore album, Harvard Dropout. It's coming February 22nd. That's actually pretty soon. And we got a new song and video for Racks on Racks. Doing really well. Over 9 million views on YouTube in just 3 days. What do you guys think of the track and the momentum Pump has right now to drop this album?
I will let Akademiks have all of this because I shall.
I fuck with Pump. The track was a little underwhelming too. I love the butterfly door ones. He dropped that. That was the one that had a controversy about him saying some lines. The
Chinese shit.
The Asian community didn't rock with. But I like that song. And that was a solo song. You know, like I've been watching Pump recently because I was watching to see if he was struggling to get one without a collab. And he got one with the I Love It record with him and Ye. So I was seeing if he could do it by himself. And I thought, and I still think the butterfly doors or butterfly coupe, whatever it's called, I think that's one. This one was kind of all right. Yeah. If you don't really fuck with Pump and listen to him a lot, you'll almost think he's making the same record over and over.
Yeah.
And I listened to this one. The visuals, one thing I could tell you about Pump, this is how you know Warner dropped the bag on him. Man, he got the most overproduced. The budget seems like $1 million plus every time, all the time. And I guess it does play into like when your first song is Gucci Gang, you get me, at least your first big song, you kind of have to give off an image. It's working in that type of realm. You see the numbers on YouTube. I'm just not sure if that'll translate to Billboard success, top 40, and it sticks.
Are you expecting an album with different versions of the same song then? Like what kind of album artist is Pump to you?
No, that's actually a good question. Listener. Because, you know, this is your sophomore effort. I don't care how young you are. This is your sophomore effort, and if you're not giving a little variety, I don't know.
I don't variety in Pump. I mean,
you have to give variety.
He's had all his songs is majority of them is him by himself, but like.
Do you like the singles? I know. I'm not expecting you to listen to a Pump project. But
I do. I really love Let's Get It. Like I really love Let's Get It.
Okay.
Yeah, like nah. See, that's the thing. My day, like the music that I listen to is not just one part of my day. It's like certain times I'm doing certain things, I want to hear certain things. So it's like it's certain times and places I want to hear his music.
The rest of his songs have the same energy as that song though. So, but what lost you then?
I mean, I don't really like. I like Let's Get It. I think D-Rose. It's I like the songs that perform well whenever he performs them. Like when you like watching festivals and you can see him get the crowd hype. But I don't put it on. Like if it comes on. Cool, so I don't really know too much about him, period. But he does have good videos, because Gucci Gang was a good video.
The thing with Pump is also trying to realize and figure out what audience he's making it for. I've always said he has probably the youngest fan base to me in hip hop.
For sure.
I think he has like a 13-year-old fan base. And I could give you the formula for every Pump song that will probably be made if he keeps in this same formula. It's a very simple one key type beat, just like repetitive, just like how Gucci Gang was, ding, 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 and then he's like, ooh, ah, basically just repeating the same shit with some high energy shit, no matter what that could be. Again, for his audience, it might work. Again, I'm looking at him as someone who's getting older. You're not 16 forever. You're gonna be 22. He's like 18 now.
Yeah, he's 18, like 16 to 18. That's not that big of a gap act. Like, he's still a teenager.
But what I'm saying is, and we've talked about artists who had it at the moment, and possibly growth wasn't their thing, to make sure they were still continuing that success. If you're still chasing Gucci Gangs 3 albums later, I don't know if you're gonna be here. And when I mean be here, it's subjective, as in, as hot as you were, you might not have that fire, and we might have that same shit like, damn, remember when he was that hot? We just talked about somebody with that.
Yeah.
All right, well, so we're lukewarm on Gunna and Pump, but one record that we did like unanimously was J. Cole's Middle Child, doing well right now. Can you take us through some numbers, Akademiks?
Oh, yeah. Oh, the numbers sec. We sold this. My bad. No, hey, well, J. Cole's Middle Child song is now his highest. Wait, is his highest career? What the heck is this? The highest. Yo, Roger, what'd you put on this paper, bro?
I definitely asked you if you
the
wanted to do
highest
this.
charting song on the Hot 100 for him, which I don't believe this stat at all. Okay, but still, I'll just talk about the top 200 albums charts. There's still no big releases besides Future. Future is repeating as the top and lead hip hop album in the world. And also, you have A Boogie, who's number 3, and pretty much that's it. There's not much numbers to really go over. Like, we have a couple.
Right?
Yeah, we got a couple of releases coming up. You know, Nicki, she said she's about to drop her first single, so her album's coming up. We have Cardi's album coming up. I hear there's a rumored Drake project, maybe summer, but coming up. Yeah, other than that, we ain't got shit that's dropped.
All I'm caring about is another Kendrick album. It's almost 2 years now.
April?
Yeah, April will be 2 years. I need a new Kendrick album.
Well, we did hear that Kendrick stopped recording music, and you know, when I hear a rapper stops recording, usually they're going through like life changes and maybe a different direction that maybe, you know, you got to live to record. At least the good ones. The other niggas, they do whatever they do. But maybe he's doing that, or perhaps he got some shit done already and he just wants to live.
Maybe.
We'll
I mean, Andre 3000 said I can't afford to not record, so you know.
Well, I'm sure we're gonna get projects from someone in TDE at some point very soon.
Reason,
right?
Reason is working on something.
Must be stuff coming. All right, so Soulja Boy's been on a hell of a press run, and it's all working out for him. Apparently, he's confirmed. Well, not apparently, he's confirmed. He has confirmed that he has a new deal with Warner Chappell. Congrats to Soulja Boy. We're gonna get into A$AP Rocky saying how he sort of laid the blueprint for artists like him coming up. But what do you guys think about this new deal?
Well, I mean, for people who don't know, Warner Chappell, that is a very, very big, if not the biggest publishing company in the game that has people from like Beyonce to I think Mike Will and Sway Lee and them, Lil Uzi. It's a lot of people that's over there as far as the publishing companies. That's a big move. I don't know exactly what's gonna come from that, but that is definitely a big move.
Hey, I want to just congratulate Big Soulja on all his seemingly recent successes. You know, just understanding his plight, he really thought he was like, people wrote him off and he was done, especially after the last controversy when he was beefing with the Migos and with Chris Brown. So I could imagine, even if he spoke it into existence or you thought he rapped it into existence or whatever way he did it, you know, he's getting deals and opportunities. And one thing he did say, and I do want to give him credit, because when we sat here and I did, you know, listen, for everybody else who'll be watching, we're not gonna invite niggas just to dick ride him, especially when there's questions we could ask. And yeah, we asked him, hey, listen, a lot of your shit hasn't charted, blah, blah, and he gave a great answer, to be honest. He said, yo, I haven't been on a label. If y'all want me to be charting and this and third, that y'all want to compare me with some of these people who are on labels who chart, I'm gonna have to sign to a label. He did sign the singles, which turned into an album deal. Now he's signed his publishing situation. Hey,
Didn't he do something with, I'm sorry to cut you off, like, didn't he do something with L.A. Reid? It looked like he was signing with Hitco. Because I seen a picture with him and L.A. Reid, and it was like he just did a deal with L.A. Reid.
Shit, that could have been for SODMG.
Yeah.
So I don't know whatever that is, but I just want to congratulate him on securing his bags right now.
Right.
Because as much as we gave him some flack, my man's securing his bags. I can't be mad at that.
Hey.
Yeah, he's doing his thing and still getting a lot of love out here. So A$AP Rocky stopped by LA's Real 92.3. So here's him talking about how Soulja Boy made a formula that he followed.
If it wasn't for Soulja Boy, man, A$AP Rocky probably wouldn't be around, man.
Why?
Because the same formula, you know, it's almost, you know, just as far as, it's not too far-fetched as me saying, if it wasn't for Kanye and Pharrell, I wouldn't be able to do what I do in fashion and navigate and learn from their mistakes and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like with Soulja, man, he kind of made a formula. He was the first to do it and it worked for him. And since then, I think that kind of became the basis of way or a standard way to make it in the music.
He could put together an all-star album right now. Everyone's paying attention. Everyone's paying their respects. It'd be amazing if he got a lot of people to work on a project.
Yeah, that's really ill. I mean, even with A$AP, like A$AP has, a lot of people don't talk about it, but he has a great influence, like on hip hop as well. Like it's a lot of kids, specifically in New York, that started going to Soho after him because he brought in a lot of that Soho wave. But I think that's, I'm pretty sure Soulja Boy's happy with that, right? Like that people were giving him his credit. Because it seemed like when he was up here, his biggest frustration is that he had accomplished so much and he felt underappreciated. So at no other time than now should he feel more appreciated.
Yeah, A$AP, at least in that clip, he didn't really specify to what Soulja Boy established the formula that everybody else used. But I could imagine it's probably, which, you know, again, somewhat factual, the use of the internet to promote yourself and to kind of market your music, right? And he was one of the first ones to kind of self-upload a bunch of stuff, whether he was on Napster and Kazaa, like fucking changing titles and, hey, he did it. And yeah, I'm glad A$AP gave him the acknowledgement because Big Soulja don't have to, you know what I mean?
Right.
Pull out the Draco today.
He's stupid, man.
I'm serious, man. The Gucci headband don't have to come off, man.
Now, unfortunately, in the middle of all of this, he's also facing some kidnapping allegations. But I don't know, this story is like very confusing. So TMZ reported this, that a woman that he may or may not have been dated was trying to leave his house and claims that they tied her up for up to 6 hours in the garage. Soulja Boy's team is denying it, but law enforcement acknowledges the kidnapping report and say there's an active investigation taking place. I don't know. I hope none of this is true.
Yeah, I hope
just a very confusing story.
Yeah, I hope none of it's true either. I mean,
He's doing really well right now.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's just balancing itself out. Some bullshit is coming, you know, just how you handle it.
Listen, I gotta see the Soulja Boy movie. I gotta see the sequel of this shit, man. This guy has all type of, yo, he almost died in a mudslide, shot 5 dudes, almost fought with the Migos, all 3 of them, Chris Brown. He beefed with everybody in the game. Yo, could you imagine the Soulja Boy movie?
Yo, and it's coming soon, right? He said this summer?
No, but I need to see the
Part
sequel
2.
with this shit too. I gotta see everything, man. But in all honesty, like Soulja Boy, again, I think we've realized through all this, yo, he's still human. He has feelings too, like in terms of like if he's not acknowledged or like if he feels disrespected. And we're hoping this is not true, by the way. I don't know who that young woman could be, who they claim is involved. I hope, again, because she would be a victim here, I hope she's okay, and I hope they figure it out without anyone getting locked up. Anytime I see kidnapping, that type of shit could range from like, if it's some shit where they arrest you, from a couple of years to like 10s and 30s of years. I remember, if we all know, Ross had a charge for that shit that they were trying to give him, and that shit was a bitch. I could tell he was doing the most trying to get out of that. So hopefully this ain't true. Anytime I hear kidnapping, which could simply be, Wayno, you're not leaving this room, and I just kidnapped you. You get me? Because we be thinking of some crazy stuff. You got the duct tape on, you're tied to the chair, and sometimes it's not that. But hopefully everybody's safe and no charges or arrests come up.
Right.
Yeah, right. We want the music and the Soulja Boy movie, part 1 and part 2. So let's get into our fast break for this week. We're gonna highlight Benny the Butcher. So he's a 34-year-old rapper from Buffalo, New York, signed to Griselda Records. He's had a couple notable songs you might have heard, including Broken Bottles, Change, Rubber Bands, and Wait. He dropped 2 projects just last year, right? Wayno, Tana Talk 3 and A Friend of Ours both dropped in 2018. We just wanted to show him some love. Wayno, why are you a fan?
Well,
Wayno put me on to this one.
Yeah. Well, I got put on the Benny through the homie Westside Gun. Westside Gun, like me and him have built a nice rapport. Him and Conway, we built a nice rapport over a few years. And they kept telling me about him, like, yo, we got this kid Benny, we got this kid Benny. He was putting stuff out, but I hadn't checked it out. And then one day I just decided to check it out, and I just was blown away. I think that the way he makes music, the way Benny makes music is like lyrical trap music. Because it's the same kind, like when people made trap into just this genre of like, specifically selling drugs and how people make certain beats, I think that his content for how he does it is very special because he adds the lyrical ability that we all used to growing up from the golden era, the golden age, and he does it over like beats that have like the older drums and samples, but they sound updated. They sound like today. He also was at in Atlanta for the Revenge of the Nerds sessions, you know, him, Westside Gunn, and Conway. So
I'm the Dreamers.
Yeah,
You're
Revenge
thinking
of the
Lupe.
Dreamers. Right. So I'm just really eager to see what he does with it. You know, he had a sold out show at SOBs. It was a really good luck for him. But listening to this project, I say like my favorite joints off of Tana Talk 3 was like 97 Hove, Langfield, All 72 with Conway. I'm just really excited for him. I think that what Griselda is doing is that they're staying true to themselves. You know, a lot of artists from New York, they always say, you know, we want to be lyrical and we want to be respected, and mainstream radio is not playing our shit. They not worried about none of that. They're doing great with their merchandise. They do crazy numbers. They do great with their shows, and it seems like they found a pocket that they live in, and they're cool with that. And if it becomes something larger on the mainstream scale, they're ready for it. So salute to all of the Griselda homies.
All right, Ak, you said Wayno put you on. What were your first impressions?
I was just kind of, I'm not gonna lie, man. I was like, Wayno about to put me on some shit where they rapping on some shit from the 80s, bro. Like, honestly, I think that was my first impression. I was like, in terms of the instrumentals that he was rapping over, I was like, I'm glad that I didn't feel dated.
Right.
Because that shit sometimes, you have to be in like, at least me, I gotta be in a different mood if I'm feeling dated while listening to the music. Right. But you're right. You know, like, it's lyrical trap music, as you say. So, you know, I'm gonna listen to some more stuff. Like, I only got a chance to listen to a couple songs, but from what I heard, I was like, I'll give him a shot. Give him a shot. So,
and then also, I mean, once you pick that up, you can also pick up like Westside Gunn and Conway. They all like well, I wouldn't say that they're not a group, but they're like a collective. Yeah, they're like a collective, and they building out of Buffalo, New York. You also got 38 Special. He's another dude. He was with Green Lantern back in the days, but
I like what they are building because, again, as to what you said again, not seen much mainstream attention, but like whatever they're doing, it's bubbling up enough where you can see they have a core.
Right.
And once you got a core, it just takes one thing for when it bubbles up for everything to go.
See, this is cool. You know what? Because Akko, we get to balance it out. You know what I mean? Akko always throw me some shit that I might not be too fond of, and I find something there. I'm happy. I appreciate that you take
balance. Hold on. Listen, Westside Gunn and I've seen him a bunch.
Right.
Like, I haven't listened to as much music.
Right.
This Benny Butcher dude, I never listened to music before you gave me music.
Yeah.
So.
Well, real friends put friends on to good music, right?
You feel me?
Yeah.
All right, I think we just got a couple quick hits before we go. Right. So Kanye's longtime friend and former good music producer, GLC, made a recent appearance on the Red Pill podcast with Van Lathan. In a teaser clip for the interview, he says that him and Kanye had a heart-to-heart, and he promises he's not going to be wearing the MAGA hats anymore. Let's take a look.
Is there any way to get him to take the fucking hat off?
Well, I actually got all the hats. He actually gave me the boxes of the hats. He said, I'm never wearing these again. We had a conversation. I explained it to him, you know, the hurt that was attached to it.
Yeah.
And he said he'll never do it again. And that's the word that he gave me.
So I wonder if Kanye already had all of the hats in a box in one spot at the crib, or if he had to go around and like pick up every hat and put it in a box to give it to him. But anyway, good news, right?
In the words of the famous Crip Blueface, he yied. I don't believe this for 1 second, man. I gotta keep it chill with y'all, man. Yo, niggas' last tweet was, I ain't never taking off the hat. Like, listen, I trust GLC, trust his word. Listen, he know a lot more and would have a lot more insight and definitely way closer to what's going on than me. But I don't think Ye giving up that hat, man. The nigga said that's his superpowers. Like,
so maybe he kept one extra hat. He gave him
He said he's performing with this shit on. Are we never gonna see another Ye concert?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know what? What's good is that GLC is a close, very, very close friend to Kanye. So I would like to take him serious, but I think Kanye is just too unpredictable. Like, I think that Kanye might have said, he probably said that. He probably really said that, but he might have said that and felt that way and then be like, yo, I need to think free again. You know what I mean? And do what I want to do. So I don't know. For me, I just don't care anymore. Like, I really just don't care anymore if he wears that hat or doesn't. You know, he's already made his stance politically and he's made his stance as how he feels about Trump, etc. So for me, I'm not looking for Kanye to lead me in that realm. Like, I'm not looking for his guidance for him to push policies and all that shit. So I'm just don't care too much for it.
T.I., who came up here and said he had a heart-to-heart before, like, Kanye, like, ran up and was giving Trump, like, bear hugs and shit like that. But, like, T.I. was one of the people who said, yo, listen, we had a heart-to-heart, like, private conversation. He said he wouldn't do certain things. It was before the SNL thing, actually. He said he wouldn't do certain things, and then the next minute, we see him doing it. You get me? He promised he's not going to do this. Then the next minute, he does it. So, without a doubt, I believe, yeah, he probably told you, like, listen, yeah, take this box. I got 3 more in the mail. Like, yeah, like, I think he'll flip. Again, whatever Kanye is going through, unless Kanye says it, and not only says it, but actually isn't as erratic as we've been seeing him, I don't think that holds any weight. He gave you 1 box. 10 more coming to Amazon Prime. Trust me.
All right, Chelsea, you tried. That's the best you can do. Another news, Suge Knight still doing interviews for some reason. All right, so he recently spoke with the Daily Mail and revealed that he still has some rights to some of Pac's music that hasn't been heard by the public. He also goes on to admit that it's actually enough to drop an entire album, and says, like, the right time may come for another Pac album, and he already thinks of some of the people Tupac would have wanted to work with, like Drake or Beyonce. He also thinks Cardi B is probably the most aggressive entertainer in the biz, so obviously she's a female version of Pac.
Well,
With a skirt.
Well, I'm gonna be very honest. I don't want to hear no more Tupac music. I feel like they've hoarded Tupac's music out like crazy. I feel like, especially after he died, like, he dropped so many albums that were like unfinished songs, production that they had to go over and do, and it's just not the same when a person's here. Like, I can appreciate what he did while he was here and leave it there, because Machiavelli, that shit came out like the month he died. Right, and Me Against the World, not Me Against the World, All Eyes on Me came out, all of that. I'm really not into, how do you say, what's the word,
Posthumous
music. Like, I'm not really into it much. But it's enough music to make a Pac album and you want to get Drake on. It sounds like you're trying to get the bills paid.
That's what I'm saying. Considering where Suge Knight is and what he's done, I don't know if the hip hop community would even support this. Like, would any of those artists actually want to work with him on this project?
Hey, when I hear this, I only think about, you know, seeing our family torn apart. Again, we're back talking about incarceration. I think that's why it's sad. I removed the Pac stuff out of it, bro. We love Pac. We don't want Pac and Drake. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear Pac and Drake. Like, come on. Do you really want to hear Pac and Drake?
I don't want to hear Pac.
Like, come on,
and
man.
I'm not talking, no disrespect to Tupac's legacy. I love his music for what he did, but I don't want to hear new Tupac music in 2019.
Tupac and Cardi B, like, come on, man. Like, what this looks like, and we have to evaluate the history of the person, especially recently. He's gone through a lot of things while being incarcerated. He's tried on several occasions to get out. There was a time he was claiming that Floyd Mayweather Jr. was going to pay for a $10 to $15 million bail package for him. There was times he was claiming other people. Then you could tell it's at the point of desperation, and we saw some very desperate tactics in terms of, hey, this might be coming that I could sell. I might sell a story of my life, this and third. And I look at that to say it's very unfortunate for where Suge is at. Mm-hmm. Also, if we lump that with the fact that we have his son also saying Tupac is alive.
That's ridiculous.
Again,
come on.
I'm gonna treat it a little bit delicately, because I do believe they're going through like a lot of mental trauma from this whole thing. Your father gets locked up, you know, the history of the whole death row thing, and I could understand like that's still one of the things that ties them to hip hop. Mm-hmm. And do I agree with them just again whoring out Pac? No, but do I believe that they're going through their own hurt, and this is why they might be saying shit, and this is why they're doing interviews about possibly new albums that you're going to A&R an album from behind bars? I understand that, so I look at this and I'm like, it's just sad for that family. But as far as Pac, I'm cool off Pac and Cardi B. I'm cool off Pac and Sway Lee. I'm cool off Pac and Big Soulja.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Tupac. You're the greatest.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah, I have nothing else. So
Well, we have a happy ending to a story we reported on last week. Remember we told you guys about the fan who tried to steal a plane to fly to see a famous Dex show? Yeah. Now, look, we're not condoning any sort of felony behavior, but the good news is Famous Dex says, one, he wants to pay for this kid's legal fees now for any fines that he got, and he wants to fly him out to one of his shows in LA. He said, I'm going to get him the nicest hotel in LA, tickets to the show. He's going to stand next to my DJ. So good, some good news. But don't try to steal planes. You can't try to steal a plane.
And I want to apologize. I apologize to the white viewers when I said
Demarcus Scott, I hope I'm saying that name correct, was in fact black.
Yes, he was.
Hey, I do want to say, Famous Dex, make sure you invite his parents to come and chaperone. On a serious note, because before, apparently he wanted to go, and I don't think his parents was all the way with it, and that's why he hijacked the plane. That sounds crazy.
Did you see his mugshot?
Yeah, I seen it.
He was cheesing.
Oh, really?
He don't look.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
The funny thing, if that was a West Indian parent, he would never be allowed to see Famous Dex again. Doesn't matter what hotel he was flying him out to.
Famous Dex.
Banned for life.
Imagine his father listened to like, this is what you were gonna try. Hey, regardless, man, I don't mean to judge a book by a cover, but by the look of his mugshot, he don't look all the way there. So keep the parents around, and you keep some. I'm telling you, for everybody's safety.
Now he do look a little. Oh, I ain't gonna lie.
Guys, you just apologized.
If he's hijacking, we apologize to the Caucasian viewers that we have who have been so loyal. We're so sorry for misjudging y'all and thinking y'all would do some dumb shit like this. This was.
It's not beyond. It's not beyond. But yeah, I think it's dope that he wanted to do something like this. I just was like, get him a bus or something, because since
flying, man.
Because I don't know if they're gonna let him fly. Like, if you do certain crimes in the airport, like, you're just not allowed to be in the airport for certain amounts of years. So I didn't know if they were gonna, if his records, if he gets past this, his records there's no expunging a record.
I mean, maybe it's different because it was a regional
on
airport.
The no-fly list, I'm done. I mean, that government shutdown really fucked them up. They listen to too much sicko.
But that's dope that Famous Dex wants
to do. Is there any artist you guys would have done this for when you were young? Well, not steal a plane, whatever the Harlem version of that shit is.
I'm not risking my freedom.
That's a lie. You risk your freedom to do a lot of bullshit when you were younger.
When I was younger.
We're from New York.
Nigga, I wouldn't even rent a city bike to go see one of these motherfuckers, much less steal a whole plane.
I love to
I wouldn't and steal nothing. I wouldn't. No, you know what? I wouldn't have stole. I probably, when I was younger, if I was at the Staples Center and I could have found a way to like to hop a gate or some shit to get in to see Kobe play, I probably would have did that when I was younger.
I'm talking about stealing actual.
No, I'm not stealing shit.
Nah, man.
I'm not stealing shit. This motherfucker tried to steal a plane with Grand Theft Auto experience.
This nigga probably was trying to hit the cheat codes while in the plane. Think it's gonna take off.
Wow, that's wild. But salute to Famous Dex for actually doing something.
That's a great thing about Famous Dex. Like, you could tell. Like, honestly, I think any entertainer, you should show some appreciation. If somebody want to see you that bad.
How do you appreciate your fans? When is the first Lil AK show?
I don't know, man.
Seriously though, you're putting out projects, but you're never gonna perform.
But yeah, that makes no sense.
You can't get on the lineup at Rolling Loud.
Nah, they don't want me. I'd get jumped at Rolling Loud. Yo, Rolling Loud is where it goes down, bro. I've seen artists tweet it like, yo, all y'all niggas talking shit. We all back. There's no security at Rolling Loud.
Russ is not gonna be around. He could protect you.
Man, ask Lil B how Rolling Loud look. It's an open, now it's some funny shit. It's an open field, a bunch of trailers, and like just everybody around each other.
That's just the game, though, man. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Don't worry about Rolling Loud. Like, you should.
Yeah, all right, nigga.
If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Nigga, ain't nothing you can do about that shit. If it's meant to happen, it's gonna happen.
You show up to Rolling Loud and niggas just shout out, "Happy birthday, Akademiks." Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, happy birthday, Akademiks.
I'm good.
All right, on that note,
we out.
The first nigga I see Rolling Loud is Vic Mensa. Talking about we gonna perform on stage.
When are you guys gonna make up and have your Meek and Drake moment?
What we doing tomorrow?
See you guys.
I'm down. Kinda.
See you guys tomorrow, 11:30 a.m.
Peace out.
on Everyday Struggle.
I want me and Vic to do something for Chicago. Seriously.
Do it.
No funny shit.
For the kids.
I'm down with it.
No cap.
No paychecks. No paychecks.
No. Ak is getting a check.
Thank you, y'all. Sorry, we're trying to stretch that to 45 minutes.
That one I
yeah, because they be on your ass.